Welcome to Campus Chat, a look at the people, the opportunities, programs, and happenings at Western Nevada College.
Hello and welcome to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Morres, and this is the show about Western Nevada College, its people, and its programs. And our first guest today is DJ Whittemore. He's the highly successful Wildcats baseball coach, and we're going to be talking about Wildcats baseball for 2010, 2011, and a lot of the history of this great team. It's our sixth year.
Yes.
Sixth year. He's been to the Junior College World Series twice. Won the conference championship 3 times.
Twice.
Okay, twice. District championship.
Twice.
So in 5 years, that's pretty spectacular.
We've been really fortunate to have some great coaches, assistant coaches, and a lot of really good players. So and great support from the college and the community. So we've been very blessed.
Well, it's been a spectacular ride. I think the first year when you won the conference, people thought, oh, that's pure luck. Second year, they're thinking, oh, maybe a little luck. Third year, they're going, no, this is the real deal. DJ Whittemore knows what it takes to put together a winning team.
Well, the name of the field, John L. Harvey, he is from Ireland, so maybe we just have a lot of luck.
Yeah, John L. Harvey, the first president of the Carson City Rotary Club in 1938, the Presbyterian minister, and just a long, strong history in Carson City. So it was really fitting to have Harvey Whittemore name that field after his grandfather. So, hey, let's talk about how many of your alum have actually gone on to Division I baseball or Division II?
I think about 35 Division I baseball players in the last 5 years, and about 55 players have gone to college or pro baseball overall, continued their careers. We're really doing a good job in the last couple of years. In fact, I think 24 out of 26, the last 26 sophomores have earned scholarships to four-year colleges or signed professionally. Dylan Nurnberg signed a pro contract this year after playing for us for 1 year. I think he was the 9th player. Jesse Rasner, who's a former alumni at Western Nevada, signed a pro contract this summer. Lance Ray, former Wildcat, signed a professional contract.
He did.
He's already been advanced once, so he's in long season A this summer and doing a really good job. So, yeah, that's why we've been fortunate enough to win some ball games. We've had some great players.
Look at Brian Barnett and what he's done for the Wolfpack.
Yeah,
after being here for 2 years.
Led their team in RBIs and home runs and doubles and slugging percentage. So Brian had a great year for Nevada.
Yeah, he did. What about Cole Warbaugh? Where is he now?
Cole is actually on the disabled list right now, but he's a member of the Atlanta Braves. He was in High A this year and doing quite well. In fact, the highest ranking WNC alumni is Justin Garcia, who was in AAA this summer.
Oh, he is.
He's currently back in AA, playing for the Montgomery Biscuits with the Devil Rays. But yeah, that was pretty neat to see Justin get a chance to play in the AAA team.
Yeah, that's excellent. So let's talk about one of our stars from last year and one of my favorite players. I was president of the Kramer Champlin Fan Club, and he had some international experience this year. Yeah,
Kramer got chosen to play for the USA baseball team that was made up of NJCA All-Stars in the Netherlands. And I think the team didn't fare too well while they were there against international competition. You know, they were playing against guys that had played in the World Baseball Classic a couple years before at a higher level, you know, no age restriction. And this was obviously an age-restricted USA team. But Kramer won one of the 2 games, pitching out of the bullpen. And I talked to him when he got back, said he had a great experience. And he said it was really exciting watching the Netherlands play in the World Cup final while the team was there.
Oh, I can't imagine. That must have been fabulous.
Yeah, that was a great experience.
Now, where is Kramer going?
Kramer's playing at ASU next year.
Oh, that's right.
So he's going to be,
wow.
He's the 5th player out of our program that signed with Arizona State. And they were number 1 in the country for most of the last 3 years. So that's quite an honor.
Josh Moody still there?
Josh Moody is there, and he actually led their team in ERA last season. He had an ERA under 1.
Under 1?
Yeah.
Did he not pitch, or?
He pitched about 10. He pitched about 10 or 11 innings, I think. So he had a great season.
Still pretty good if he was coming out of the bullpen,
yeah.
I guess, because you could have a setup guy or a closer only pitch 10 or 11 innings.
Yeah.
like Mariano Rivera, I'm finally starting to understand the power of these like one-inning pitchers.
Oh, well, and that's how we went to the World Series in 2009, was on the strength of Kramer Champlin out of the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
I think we won like 18 out of the 19 games he pitched in.
Yeah, phenomenal player. And then I thought it was really impressive that the Wildcats were featured in Baseball. Was it Baseball Magazine or
Yes.
Baseball The Magazine?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, either am I. I think, but it was some baseball, highly influential baseball magazine. How did that happen?
The author or the editor had done a story, had worked for the Atlanta Braves, and had interviewed Cole. And Cole had said some nice things about our coaching staff and our baseball program. And when he called me to interview me, he started asking questions. He's like, wait a minute, you went to the World Series in your second year? How'd you do that? How many? And started asking questions. And then he just became interested and became a fan of our program. And when he had the chance to write the inaugural issue, he wanted to include a story about us. The main story was about UC Irvine, which had reestablished their baseball program after like a 12-year layoff, and then regained national prominence and played in the World Series at the Division I level. And then they followed that up with a story about our program starting its baseball program and playing in the World Series. So
very impressive.
Pretty neat company.
So, I mean, there's so much to talk about with you. I mean, looking forward to the 2011 season, but I just want to get in that if you're watching this, Wildcats Athletics has made a huge difference at this campus and the campuses of Western Nevada College. And we receive no state funding for athletics, and so each year it's always a struggle to raise money. And why don't you tell us, how are some of the ways that people can support this great program?
Well, we've raised money a lot of different ways in the past 5 years. Obviously, each year it's gotten a little bit tougher as the employment and the economy in Nevada has struggled, and less people have less to give. And with the unemployment of 14-15%, it's understandable. But we've sold signs on our outfield fence to advertise for businesses. We've sold memberships in our dugout club and given them jackets and hats and other things, season passes. We've had a poker tournament up at the Peppermill No Limit Hold'em that's been a lot of fun. Our annual fundraiser has been amazing, especially last year. The last two speakers, Mark Kotze and then Dustin Pedroia last year, I mean, you really can't get a bigger name than that. And he was quite a draw. I think, it was about 700 people in attendance. 800 people in attendance. So that was really spectacular. But we sell our merchandise in the bookstore. Yeah, any way we can.
Yeah, we have a Spartan 300 group. So if you're interested in learning more about baseball, you can contact DJ at 445-3250. You can come watch games. 2011 is going to be a great year. 28 freshmen?
28 new players to the program. We have
players.
8 returning players out of 36, so 28 first-year players in our program. A few of those are sophomore transfers. So we got a long ways to go, obviously. We start practice tomorrow, August 10th.
Oh.
And, we can't wait to get rolling. We're going to work hard.
And then the Bryce Harper phenomenon. We don't know if we'll be playing Bryce again or if he'll sign with the Washington Nationals. He played with College of Southern Nevada. My husband, I'm a Bryce Harper kind of a fanatic. He interests me. So
the best player in the country. Some people claim he's the best amateur player ever. And if he comes back to Southern Nevada, good for us, because that means we can have another 1,000 people at a doubleheader, which is a lot of fun.
Money.
Yeah,
if
they don't want to come watch us, at least they'll come watch him. But we'll try to put a good product on the field, and hopefully when the weather's nice, the fans will come out and support us, because we've had an outstanding record at John L. Harvey Field. I mean, in the last 2 years, we're 35-5 at home. So, if you come out, we typically win.
Yeah, we do a good job. Thanks to DJ Whittemore. Thanks for being with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Campus Chat. Welcome back to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Morres, and we're talking Wildcats athletics. We talked to DJ Whittemore, our baseball coach, first, and now I'm happy to have as our guest head softball coach Leah Wentworth. Leah, nice to see you here again.
Nice to see you too.
And our new assistant softball coach, Andrea Lazarri. So welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
It's nice to have you here.
Good to be here.
Yeah, I bet. I know women's softball. This is a pivotal year for you guys because this will be Coach Wentworth's first year of being totally responsible, for the recruitment and everything. And how's it going?
It's going good. We had a lot of work cut out for us this summer on recruiting, but we're really excited. You're right, this will be our first opportunity to have our recruiting class in. And, you know, we were really just looking for girls that had the right attitude. We've got a really competitive group coming in, and although we have a young team, we'll have a lot of freshmen this year. I think that we're really excited about the girls that we have coming in this year. So
yeah, that's great. And what do you think about the chemistry? I mean, what does that all mean anyway to a coach? Chemistry.
Well, the chemistry is basically how well the girls get along. I think both on and off the field, and I think it's extremely important to have a good dynamic. Different personalities. You don't always like someone enough to go maybe hang out with them on your free time, but at least to have that mutual respect on and off the field for each other and to have each other's back, regardless. And that's so important when we're in these games. The last thing you want to do is turn on each other. That's just going to divide the whole pack. So, to get them to all work together is it's kind of a unique challenge, especially with, underclassmen that we only have for 2 years, so we have a limited time to get that chemistry.
Right. In the junior college level, you're on a fast track. You have 2 years, that's it. It's not like we have 4 years to mold them and shape them how we want them. It's quick.
It is quick. It is. And so, we're hoping that we can kind of identify those leaders and on the team and help to kind of give them the right tools to be a good leader, because generally in a 4-year college you have those juniors and seniors that kind of have that different maturity, and they know what to expect from the program, and they've got a different work ethic, and they can really rally the underclassmen to get on the same page as them. So we're trying to kind of identify those leaders at the underclassmen level and get them to kind of find their voice and be able to help us with that leadership role.
Yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm. Well, your first year with an assistant, Andrea, welcome. How has it been so far for you?
It's been great so far. I mean, it's definitely a learning experience, and working with Leah is great. I mean, we've been recruiting, and she has a great knowledge base, so I've already learned a lot, and I think we're going to learn a lot together, and I'm excited to work with her.
When you were recruiting, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, where did you come from? What's your softball experience?
Well, I was born and raised in Reno, and I played in Reno, and then I went to college in New York. I went to Wagner College, and I played there, and I was lucky. I had a very successful career. I was Player of the Year twice and Rookie of the Year, so I feel like I have a good background in softball.
Quite a hitter too, right?
Yeah.
That's
what I love. Yes.
Kind of soft pedaling that part. I think you can really hit, can't you?
I love to hit. It was my favorite part.
And so is that where you're going to Leah, is that where you're going to have Andrea work with them on their batting, or what? Or all of it?
Yeah, no, she'll mainly focus on hitting. She's going to be the hitting coach, but she'll also kind of help with some defense as far as infield. She used to play first base, so she'll work with the first baseman and work with some of the catchers, and we'll use her in some other areas. But the hitting will be the number one thing for her, and so she could hit. Our girls should be able to hit. I have no doubt
will
that.
That's great. So when does your first practice start?
We won't start until the first week of school, so we'll meet on August 30th is when we start, and then we will. We kind of are at the point right now in the summer to start laying out next year and kind of get an idea of how many hours we actually have to work with the kids and what we need to accomplish by our first game. We definitely have our work cut out for us on the first game. We start the year with Salt Lake City College again, so start preparing the girls for some tough competition and kind of get some of the jitters and nerves out in practice before we get out there.
How did they place last year, Salt Lake? Do you remember?
I think they probably ended up fifth in the nation. I know that they made it quite a distance in the World Series, but fell short there right towards the end. So they had a good run.
Mm-hmm. Well, Andrea, so you're going to work with the hitting and overall team ethic, that kind of thing. What other goals do you have?
I think for this year, I mean, we have a lot of the same goals, and we've been talking a lot about John Wooden and the competitive greatness and the pyramid of success. And our goal right now is to start out by building that foundation, that bottom level of the pyramid, and getting everyone on the same page, and gradually working them towards the peak of our season when they need to hit that competitive greatness and bring them all together at once. So that's our initial goal.
That's great. Now, we know, I don't know if our viewers know this, but we talked about it briefly with Coach Whittemore, that we don't get any state funding. We do have a baseball field on campus, but we don't have a softball field, and so our softball team has to travel. We're very fortunate that Carson City Parks lets us use the Edmonds field, but tell us a little bit about our field that we hope to build on our campus.
Well, we're really excited because we're at that stage where we started to talk about our field and what we'd like to have when we do build the field, and we're fortunate to have another gentleman on our staff, Sam Hersage, who is helping us out this year, and he's actually kind of taken our thoughts and visions and put it onto paper, and he's got a nice layout of what the field will actually look like and how much he anticipates it might cost. So now we're just hoping that we can get the funds in to get that field. I think that would just be just a great addition to the campus, as well as for these girls to be able to have a space on campus, and I think it would just bring out that extra sense of pride that they have, and hopefully it would help us to get some additional kids that are on campus to come out and see us play and build that fan base as well to help support the girls.
Absolutely, because if they're in between a class and they see that you're playing, it's so much easier to just go out and watch a few innings, even for staff to take their lunch and just come out and watch you play. It would just be so wonderful.
Absolutely, I think that it would generate a lot of sense of pride, and we're working on taking what we have now to kind of help with that. We've really kind of made a space for the girls in our office and in our indoor facility. We took some time this summer to fix that up and really provide them some space there. So they do have some place they can call their own, but we'd love it to be on campus.
Yeah, so would I. I think that would be great. And now, if anyone's interested in donating to softball, or I know you guys are going to be we don't have much time, but you're developing a program where businesses can, or even parents or supporters can buy some advertising space, and you're going to create a program. Do you want them to call you, Leah, at your office? Yeah, that'd be great. If you're interested, we'd love to get you guys in the program. Our number is 775-445-4424. You can call me. We can give you all the information, but it'll be a great way to kind of introduce our team and our athletes, as well as recognize our supporters around town. Yeah, I think that's great. And I'm really looking forward to this year. I really think you will have a great team because you have all the pieces in place, and it's going to be really exciting. When is your first fall scrimmage game? Our first fall scrimmage is going to be September 18th and 19th, and that'll be here at Edmonds Field. We have some teams coming out. We're looking to kind of get a couple more teams so that we can turn it into a tournament. So we'll be here for that. And then our first home game will be February 18th and 19th. And we're hoping to get some people out there to come watch and support. We face Northern Idaho College, and so that'll be another tough team in our schedule. So we hope to see you guys out there. Come support the girls. Yeah, and February can actually be a nice time to watch softball. It sounds cold, but I've seen some weeks in February where it's been 50 degrees. So it can be really 55. That's really nice. Yep, you never know. I know. The sun usually shining, and hopefully we get some warm weather for that first game. Okay, thanks, Coach Wentworth and Coach Lazarri. It's nice to have you with us, and good luck for the 2010-2011 season. Thank you. Look forward to it. Please stay with us. We have one more segment of Campus Chat. We'll be right back.
My name is Katie Durbin, and I am the commander of this motley bunch in front of you. Captain Frank Shyne was born and raised in Massachusetts. He relocated to Fallon in 1979. Frank was accepted as Reserve Police Officer for the Fallon Police Department in December of 1980. He was hired full-time of that year, in July of that year. Frank went to the Post Academy, where he met his future wife, Deborah. Frank and Deborah have been married for 27 years and have 3 children. One of those kids of his is up on stage today.
As far as Katie Durbin's concerned, she's been instrumental in the formation of this academy since its inception in 1996. Commander Durbin may have support staff around her, but she's invested herself into the success of this program and the cadets who have graduated from it.
One nail-biting moment came during firearms training, which is considered critical subject matter, and if you didn't pass, you're off the island. And Alice Valdez had been worried about firearms for a good portion of the academy, and rightfully so. This is Alice's second time through the academy, and she failed the shotgun portion the last time. With expert instruction from Tom Rolfe and Robbie Robinson, Alice's shooting improved dramatically. It was amazing. We watched her shoot target after target and get better and better and better with that shotgun. She even had a custom stock made for her shotgun. It was impressive. And when it came time for the test, all of us stood there, biting our nails, holding our breath, as Alice scored 100 on her shotgun test. Good job, Alice.
Alice Joan Valdez. Daniel Martin Shyne. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the class of 2010, Academy 16. For the last time, Mr. Brown, would you call the class to attention? This is the last time, class.
And our final guest for today's show is Susan Trist. She is the coordinator of Disability Support Services, and it's nice to have you here.
Thank you, Helaine.
Yeah, great. I know we have a strong philosophy at Western Nevada College to help students succeed and to help them attain their educational goals. But many times students arrive with their own set of hurdles that they have to overcome. And I don't think people know that a lot of times, whether it be that maybe they're unemployed, they have personal issues, but we have a lot of students with disabilities, don't we?
We do. We have quite a few. Over 300 across all 3 campuses.
And so what exactly does your office do to support those students? I mean, how do you even know that you, how do they know where to get help, or how does it all begin?
Well, any student with a documented disability is eligible to receive services. The key is that they need to make contact with my office, provide documentation. We then do an intake and discuss how their disability impacts them, as well as the courses that they're taking for that particular semester.
Oh, that's great. Now, I know we've become a very accessible campus, especially through the work of our Buildings and Grounds and Facilities Department. I know that we've received several large amounts of money from the state for the American Disabilities Act, and so we've made our campus a lot more accessible, haven't we?
It's been great. It really has been great. Primarily for Phase 1, we've worked on the bristlecone building to include 3 lifts internally of the bristlecone building, retrofitting the ramps to ensure that they're compliant, building an ADA accessible bathroom, adding parking spaces close to the bristlecone building. In addition, before the fall semester begins, we'll be working on the Fallon campus doing curb cuts and the parking lot. And for Phase 2, that will focus on the Rotary Plaza and the Aspen building.
That's great.
It is great.
I think I know my cousin is quadriplegic, and until you are in a wheelchair or have some kind of disability, you take it for granted. You don't know how difficult it can be just to go from one end of the campus to the other.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, it can be very difficult, so it's a lot better now.
It's great.
So now you have a series of workshops that students can attend?
Yes, we do. We have partnered with Landmark College, since 2005, and we host a number of workshops. We offer them not only to WNC staff and faculty, but also to members of the community. Most recently, last month, we had a workshop that focused on students with different cognitive profiles. So students with learning disabilities, ADHD, high functioning, autism, Asperger's. And they're open to high school and middle school teachers, special education folks, vocational rehab. And we had a great turnout and great feedback.
Now, since 2005, you mentioned Landmark College. You've also worked with a coalition, a Disability Awareness Coalition, to host an annual event. And I guess this year, on November 3rd, you're having quite a speaker come. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes. His name is John Register, and he is going to speak at WNC as well as at UNR on Wednesday, November 3rd. We are so excited to have him. He is a veteran, Desert Storm and Desert Shield veteran. He also sustained an injury while he was jumping over hurdles. His knee was injured to the point where it could not be repaired. He severed an artery. They tried to repair it. He developed gangrene in that leg, and he chose amputation. But that didn't stop him. He decided to wear a prosthesis, one that can be used for running, and he has participated in Paralympic Games and won a number of medals.
Oh, geez. So he's quite inspirational.
He's great.
Is that open to the public, or?
It is open to the public, and it is free. Wednesday, November 3rd at 3 p.m. at WNC.
And if someone's interested and wants to attend, do they contact your office for tickets?
Yes. Well, they don't need tickets.
Okay.
But they certainly can contact our office for more information. We're either going to host it in Marlette Hall or Sarah Winnemucca Hall. We'll know as soon as it gets closer to that date. But they can contact me at 445-3266 for more information.
That's great. Now, how long have you worked here at the college?
I've been here since 2005.
So in the past 5 years, we've really had a change, I think, in the culture of accepting. I think the culture has shifted, I know from my perception, just more awareness about people with disabilities, more, just seeing the campus change and just having a better understanding of what students with disabilities go through.
I agree, and I hope that you've seen some positive changes.
Yeah, positive, and great stories coming from students. I know quite a few of your students actually, who running for one, I think, is one of yours, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a kick. I love her. She's a great student, a great person, and has really benefited from attending college here. Do we have time to talk about the National Science Foundation grant? Yes, we do. Why don't you tell us about that?
Great. That is also another partnership with Landmark College. We have worked with them since 2005, and this is the second grant. It's funded through the National Science Foundation, and it's focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math. The purpose is to help students with learning disabilities and others who struggle, for that matter, successfully transition to four-year institutions or to the world of work. So the grant will be training our faculty and provide services and resources for them so that they can then pass that information on to the students.
And so that's also available through your office, which is 445-3266.
3266, exactly.
That's great. Well, Landmark College has been a great partner for us, haven't they?
They've been great, yes.
I think that was through Roy Farrell. I'd like to thank him for all his support of Western Nevada College. Well, Susan, great job. Thank you so much for being on Campus Chat, and we look forward to having you back another time and hearing about more great things that are happening on the campus. So thank you, and we'll hope you'll be back with us for our next edition of Campus Chat next month. Thank you very much.
Campus Chat is made possible by the Western Nevada College Foundation.